In a world that often celebrates the loud and the bold, there exists a quiet strength within those who choose to observe rather than command attention. They are the introverts, the deep thinkers, the listeners, who navigate the world with a quiet confidence that is often misunderstood. Their silence is not a sign of weakness, but a reservoir of strength, a breeding ground for creativity, and a testament to the power of introspection. Understanding the quiet mind is to unlock a world of hidden depths, where thoughts run deep and emotions resonate with a quiet intensity. Imagine a child, lost in a world of books, their imagination ignited by the written word. They are content in their own company, their mind a playground of ideas. Or picture an artist, finding solace in the quiet solitude of their studio, their creativity blossoming in the absence of external noise. These are glimpses into the quiet mind, a mind that thrives on introspection and finds joy in the simple act of being. It is a mind that observes, reflects, and processes the world with a depth that is often missed by those who are constantly seeking external stimulation. The quiet strength of introverts is often mistaken for shyness or social awkwardness. However, this perception couldn't be further from the truth. Introversion is not a deficit of social skills, but a different way of interacting with the world. Introverts value meaningful connections and deep conversations over superficial small talk. They are the listeners, the empathizers, the ones who offer a safe space for others to share their thoughts and feelings without judgment. Silence, for the introverted mind, is not merely the absence of sound, but a rich tapestry of thoughts, emotions, and observations. It is in the quiet moments that their inner world comes alive, where creativity flourishes and ideas take shape. They find solace in solitude, recharging their energy by connecting with their inner selves. This silence is not empty but filled with the melody of their thoughts, a symphony of ideas waiting to be expressed. Think of a writer, their pen dancing across the page, translating the symphony of their thoughts into written words. Or a musician, lost in the melody they are creating, their instrument an extension of their soul, pouring their emotions into each note. For the introverted mind, silence is a canvas, a blank slate upon which they paint their thoughts, dreams, and aspirations. It is a space where they can be their authentic selves, free from the pressure to conform to societal expectations. The melody of silence is not always understood by the extroverted world. In a society that often equates silence with awkwardness or disinterest, introverts are frequently urged to come out of their shells or be more outgoing. However, these well-meaning suggestions fail to recognize the richness of the inner world that introverts inhabit. Forcing them to conform to extroverted norms is akin to silencing a symphony before it has reached its crescendo. The world, seen through introverted eyes, takes on a different hue. They notice the subtle nuances, the quiet details that others often miss. Their sensitivity to their surroundings makes them keen observers of human behavior, picking up on non-verbal cues and unspoken emotions. They are drawn to authenticity, to genuine connections, and they approach the world with a quiet thoughtfulness that is both refreshing and insightful. Imagine walking through a crowded street, the cacophony of sound washing over you. An introvert in the same scenario might focus on the individual stories unfolding around them. They might notice the elderly couple holding hands, the child's laughter echoing through the crowd, or the street musician pouring their heart into their music. Their attention to detail allows them to find beauty in the mundane and meaning in the seemingly insignificant. This unique perspective allows introverts to offer a fresh perspective on the world. Their insights, often gleaned from quiet reflection, can challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ways of seeing things. They are the writers, the artists, the thinkers who, through their work, invite us to see the world through a different lens, to appreciate the beauty in the subtle, and to find meaning in the quiet moments. The nature of introversion and extroversion has intrigued scientists and psychologists for decades. Research suggests that these personality traits are rooted in our biology, particularly in how our brains respond to stimulation. Introverts, it appears, have a lower threshold for stimulation than their extroverted counterparts. Their brains are more sensitive to dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This means that introverts are easily overstimulated by external stimuli, such as loud noises, bright lights, and social gatherings. Studies have shown that introverts' brains show greater activity in areas associated with internal processing, such as planning, problem-solving, and self-reflection. This heightened internal activity explains why introverts often prefer quiet environments and solitary activities. They thrive in settings that allow them to delve deep into their thoughts and explore their inner world without distraction. This biological predisposition, however, does not mean that introversion is a fixed or immutable trait. While our genes lay the foundation, our environment and experiences play a crucial role in shaping our personalities. Introverts can learn to navigate extroverted settings and develop strategies for managing their energy levels. Similarly, extroverts can learn to appreciate the value of silence and cultivate their own capacity for introspection. Navigating the social world can often feel like navigating a complex maze for introverts. The constant pressure to be on, to engage in small talk, and to attend social gatherings can be draining. They may find themselves feeling exhausted after spending time in highly stimulating environments, needing time alone to recharge. This social fatigue is not a sign of weakness, but a natural consequence of their biological makeup. Imagine being at a networking event, surrounded by people engaged in lively conversations. While an extrovert might relish the opportunity to mingle and expand their social circle, an introvert might feel overwhelmed by the constant stimulation. They might prefer to engage in deep conversations with a few individuals rather than flitting from one group to another. Their preference for quality over quantity in social interactions is often misconstrued as aloofness or disinterest. However, this does not mean that introverts are antisocial or incapable of forming meaningful connections. In fact, they often form deep, lasting bonds with the people they let into their inner circle. They value authenticity and depth in their relationships, preferring to connect on a deeper level rather than engaging in superficial interactions. Their loyalty, empathy, and genuine interest in others make them cherished friends and confidants. Introverts are often blessed with the gift of deep thinking. They are naturally contemplative, drawn to reflection and analysis. They take the time to ponder ideas from multiple angles, weighing different perspectives before forming their own opinions. This deliberate thought process allows them to develop well-reasoned arguments and innovative solutions to complex problems. They are the strategic thinkers, the problem solvers, the ones who can see the bigger picture and connect the dots that others often miss. Think of a scientist meticulously conducting experiments, their mind searching for patterns and explanations, or a writer carefully crafting their words, ensuring that each sentence conveys the intended meaning with precision. Introverts excel in fields that require deep focus, analytical thinking, and a meticulous attention to detail. They are drawn to careers in science, research, writing, and the arts, where their introspective nature is an asset. This ability to think deeply is not just beneficial in professional settings, it enriches their personal lives as well. Introverts are often drawn to philosophy, psychology, and spirituality, seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. They are not afraid to ask the big questions, to challenge the status quo, and to explore unconventional ideas. Their introspective nature allows them to live a life of meaning and purpose, guided by their values and driven by a thirst for knowledge. In a world that often prioritizes speaking over listening, introverts possess a unique and invaluable skill, the power of truly listening. They listen not to respond, but to understand. They pay attention not just to the words being spoken, but also to the unspoken emotions and underlying messages. They are the confidants, the shoulders to cry on, the ones who offer a safe space for others to share their thoughts and feelings without judgment. Imagine two friends having a conversation. One friend is pouring their heart out, sharing their worries and anxieties. The other friend, an introvert, listens intently, their body language open and receptive. They don't interrupt with their own stories or offer unsolicited advice. Instead, they listen with empathy, validating their friends' feelings and offering comfort through their presence. This ability to listen deeply is an invaluable asset in both personal and professional relationships. It fosters trust, builds bridges of understanding, and creates a space for genuine connection. In the workplace, Introverted leaders are often praised for their ability to listen to their team members, understand their perspectives, and create a collaborative and supportive work environment. Despite their strengths, introverts are often misunderstood and mislabeled in a society that prizes extroversion. Their quiet nature is mistaken for shyness, their thoughtfulness for aloofness, and their preference for solitude for social awkwardness. These misconceptions can lead to introverts feeling pressured to conform to extroverted norms, often at the expense of their own well-being. Imagine a child who excels in quiet, solitary activities being labeled as shy or withdrawn, or a talented employee who prefers to work independently being passed over for promotion because they are not seen as a team player. These are just a few examples of how societal biases can disadvantage introverts. It is crucial to challenge these misconceptions and create a society that values and celebrates diversity in personality. Introversion is not a weakness to be overcome, but a natural and valuable personality trait. By recognizing and appreciating the strengths of introverts, we can create a more inclusive and harmonious world where everyone can thrive. For many introverts, finding their voice in a world that often seems to drown out quiet voices can be a challenge. They may hesitate to speak up in group settings, fearing judgment, or feeling like their thoughts are not worthy of being heard. However, it is essential for introverts to recognize that their voices matter and that their unique perspectives deserve to be shared. Finding your voice is not about becoming someone you're not. It's not about forcing yourself to be the loudest voice in the room or to conform to extroverted norms. It's about learning to embrace your quiet strength, to value your insights, and to express yourself in a way that feels authentic to you. This might involve seeking out environments where you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, such as small group discussions or one-on-one conversations. It might mean finding alternative ways to express yourself, such as through writing, art, or music. The key is to find what works for you and to honor your own unique way of communicating. There is a quiet revolution brewing, a growing recognition of the power and potential of introversion. More and more introverts are embracing their quiet strength, challenging societal norms, and creating a world that values depth over superficiality, listening over talking, and contemplation over constant stimulation. This revolution is not about silencing the extroverts, but about creating a world where both introverts and extroverts can thrive, where different personality styles are celebrated, and where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are. It is a world where the quiet ones are no longer expected to fade into the background, but are encouraged to step into their power and share their unique gifts with the world. The quiet revolution is a call to action, an invitation to embrace our authentic selves, to celebrate our differences, and to create a more just and equitable world where everyone has the opportunity to shine. It is a reminder that true strength lies not in being the loudest voice in the room, but in the courage to be ourselves, to embrace our quiet power, and to use our voices to make a difference in the world.